Playing tug with your dog is one of the most fun games for your dog and for you. It also builds a solid bond with your dog. In this lesson, I want to show you how to play with your dog. Goofy, come over here. Flats. How to play with your dog, how to make it fun, and how to make it interesting, and also how to keep yourself safe. Some dogs won't play tug. That we have to understand right from the get-go, because they don't have that kind of a defensive drive or a stronger drive to engage with their person. If a dog is not wanting to play tug, I'm going to give you some tips in this video to help you teach your dog to play tug, but there are some dogs, it's a small percentage, that will not play tug. There are also some dogs with aggression issues and bite issues that should not be taught the game of tug. But for the most part, tug is a super great game for any dog, from the littlest, tiniest, teacup poodle or dachshund, all the way up to, a mastiff. As long as the dog is safe, the game is safe. So we're going to talk a little bit about tug today. I'm going to show you a little demonstration with Goofy. The first thing is you're going to want a good quality tug. That was a good quality tug before Goofy took it away. And it's one that is Goofy's absolute favorite. So I'll pop Goofy off of his leash here. We're at the park, there's nobody around. And I'm going to just show you a couple of things that you have to understand. Goofy Platz. One of the most important things to remember and for your dog to learn is that this tug belongs to me. Without my engagement, without giving my dog permission to play with it, he cannot play with it. He's not allowed to touch it. So that means if I do this, it's mine, he doesn't touch it. House. That's the reminder. So put your dog in a position, like it down, and get your dog to understand that this is your tug. Now, to get a dog to engage in the game of tug, we're going to need to frustrate the dog. And we'll talk about that a little more later in the video. This part of the video here is really geared at teaching your dog how to properly bite the tug, how to use the proper tug and what the proper tugs are, and to keep that game going and how to end it and start it again. So the first thing you're going to see is if you watch Goofy in this short demonstration, you'll see that Goofy loves the game of tug. He's very good at it. He's played it since he was a little tiny puppy, and you'll see how much fun he has in this video. So hey, good boy. Good. Oh, good. Yep. Good. Aus. Good. Platz. Good. Good. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. Good. Platz. Aus. Stay. Good boy. Yeah. Good. Aus. Sitz. Stay. Platz. Good boy. Oh, good boy. Aus. Good. Platz. Oh. That we're going to talk about here, about the handles on the tugs and the benefit and the disadvantage of having a handle on your tug. So, okay, aus. The first point we want to talk about is the targeting, where the dog is going to bite on the tug, and that obviously is going to be in the middle. So I take my hands, Platz, and I cover every other part of the tug. And again, this is why you want to play this with a safe dog. You're going to cover every part of the tug, and you're also going to take this handle and fold it in. A lot of these tugs come with two handles. I always cut one side off. I'll tell you why that's so in a minute. When I play tug, I cover up the parts of the tug I don't want the dog to bite. So he knows he would have to bite my hand, which is not something the dog should want to do. Again, you're playing tug with a safe dog. You're not going to do it with some dog you just rescued or some dog you know nothing about. But by doing this here, when the dog bites, you're going to see he bites right in between, as you can see right here, right in between my two hands. Good. Out. House. So in the beginning, you'll start a little bit wider, and you'll start to target the dog closer and closer and closer in. So, for example, here, this is a really narrow bite. Good. Goofy's got great aim, thankfully, and he'll play this game forever. It's a very good game, too, to make your dog tired. It's something you can play inside, something you can play almost anywhere, but watch the dog's footing. Good. Platz. One issue people have with tug is the dog will take the tug and disappear and run away with the tug. Before you start letting your dog run away, make sure you use a long line, because that will prevent the dog from running away. Good, Alice. Now you can see how much bite pressure Goofy can put on that tug right there. That's just his bite pressure. Good. Platz. And you can see that, good boy, that he has a blast playing this game. And remember, the idea of this game here, aus, aus, is tug. So that means what you don't want to do is you don't want to shove the tug into your dog's mouth. And this is a common thing I see people doing all the time. When they want to play tug, here's two common mistakes. One is this way, yeah. And the dog jumps into you and pushes you in, and therefore the dog doesn't get to accelerate through the tug. Goofy, come here. Goofy's trying to get in the shade. No shade today, come here. Good, come here. Here, 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 here. Good boy. And that's one thing I want to show you right away, is that if Goofy takes it away, for example here, let's say he goes away, and I say, Goofy, come here. As soon as he brings it back, play with him. The mistake people make there is as soon as the dog comes back, they say, lie down, give me the tug. And the dog thinks every time I bring the tug to you, it gets taken away. So here, I let it go, and as soon as he's there, I say, hey, and I play. Right? Good boy, yeah. And I let go, and I go, hey, and I play. So every time the dog brings the tug back to me, I'm gonna play with him. Hey, hey. Good boy. Now he's getting a little tired, but we're gonna keep playing a little bit more. Good. Aus. Aus. Good. Let's talk a minute how we get the dog to out the toy. The dog should cleanly out. It can be done with an e-collar, it can be done with a prong collar. It can be done by lifting the dog off. The easiest way to get a dog to let go, or one of the most basics where to start, is going to be by just deadening the object. So you're going to see here, good, here, when he's got it here, I'm just going to hold it still, put it between my legs, and make it very uninteresting. Most dogs at this point will let go, Platz. And also putting the dog into an obedience mode, Platz, aus, good. And now that's your other option. When the dog has the toy, is push the toy into the dog's mouth when you say out. You don't want to start with too many aversive things because you don't want the dog thinking that biting the toy is something you're not happy about. So here he took it, good, aus, aus, good. That move right there is going to help him to out it. Yep, good, aus. See how much faster he's outing it already? Good, aus. Now, I will be honest with you that I took Goofy out of the car as I was starting to film this, Platz. So he hasn't had time to run around, he hasn't had time to play, or there's no pre-obedience on this, so you're going to see a couple little hiccups and mistakes. And we haven't been playing tug that much lately, we've been doing more AKC obedience stuff. We're going back into doing a little bit more higher drive, reward-based training, which you'll see, Platz, no, aus. So you see right there, he jumped up, he grabbed, he got a correction, no, he right away went into it down. He's going back into his obedience mode. It's imperative that your dog learn solid obedience, and with a tug is one way he can learn that. So the other thing I was going to show you before, I'm kind of jumping around a little bit because I'm just doing this video as we're training here, is I was telling you that when people have the dog jump into the body of the person, which I demonstrated to you, when the dog jumps in and bites here, it kind of crushes the dog's drive. In tug, you want the dog always getting the toy from this position, Platz, right? So it's from here. So your arm is almost at a 90-degree angle here. I'm going to do this a couple times and then I'm going to play it for you in slow motion. So here, 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 good, aus, aus. I'm going to show it to you on my right side. So you want your arm here to be at a 90-degree angle. So if you watch here, yep, here, 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 and catch.